Chapter 1. A Day in Reju's Life. Reju woke up early, just as the sun was rising. He looked at his wife and children, who were still asleep. Reju felt love for his family, but also sadness. Their small home was not much, but it was all they had. He wished he could give them a better life. Reju left the house and walked to the fields. He was a farmer in a small Indian village. It was hard work, but Reju was strong. He worked all day, planting and harvesting crops under the hot sun. The sweat ran down his face, but he never complained. Reju knew that his family needed the money he earned. At the end of the day, Reju returned home with tired legs and a sore back. He had earned only 50 rupees, but it was enough to buy food for his family. They sat together and ate a simple meal, grateful for the food they had. As the sun set, Reju looked at his family and felt a deep longing inside him. He wanted more for them, a better house, better clothes, and a better future. But Reju knew that, as a poor farmer, he could only dream of such things. That night, as he lay down to sleep, Reju prayed for a way to improve his family's life. He didn't know that soon his prayers would be answered in a way he could never have imagined. Chapter 2. A Proposition. The next day, while Reju was working in the fields, a mysterious man appeared. He was tall and well-dressed, and he carried a briefcase. Reju had never seen him before, and he wondered what the man was doing in their small village. The man approached Reju and introduced himself as Mr. Gupta. He said he had heard about Reju's hard work and dedication to his family. Mr. Gupta told Reju that he had a proposition for him, an offer that could change his family's life forever. Reju's eyes widened with curiosity. He asked Mr. Gupta what the offer was. Mr. Gupta explained that he was looking for someone to sell him their kidney. In exchange, he would pay Reju 35,000 rupees. More money than Reju could ever earn as a farmer. Reju was shocked by the offer. He knew that people could live with only one kidney, but he also knew that the surgery could be dangerous. He thought about the risks, but he also thought about the money. With 35,000 rupees, he could buy a better house, send his children to school, and provide for his family in ways he had never imagined. As the sun began to set, Reju told Mr. Gupta that he needed time to think about the offer. The mysterious man agreed and said he would return in 3 days for Reju's decision. As Mr. Gupta walked away, Reju couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and fear. Chapter 3. A Difficult Decision. That evening, Reju talked to his wife about Mr. Gupta's offer. He told her about the money and the chance to change their lives. But he also shared his worries about the surgery and the risks. Reju's wife listened carefully. She knew that this was a big decision. They talked about the good things that could come from the money. They could buy a new house and send their children to school. But they also talked about the risks and the fear of the unknown. Together, they thought long and hard about the decision. Finally, they agreed that the chance to improve their family's life was worth the risk. They decided that Reju would go through with the operation. Reju felt a mix of hope and fear as he thought about the surgery. He knew that it was a big step, but he was ready to do whatever it took to give his family a better life. Chapter 4. The Clinic. On the day of the operation, Reju felt a mix of excitement and fear. He had never been to a clinic before, and he didn't know what to expect. Mr. Gupta led him to a small hidden building on the outskirts of the village. It was the clinic where the operation would take place. Inside the clinic, the conditions were far from ideal. It was dark and cramped, with a strong smell of disinfectant. Reju saw some rusty tools on a table and couldn't help but feel nervous. He knew that the operation would be risky, especially in a place like this. But he remembered his family and the promise of a better life. He was determined to go through with it. The doctor, a middle-aged man with a serious face, prepared Raju for the surgery. He gave Raju some medicine to help him relax, and then he started the operation. Raju closed his eyes, trying to focus on his family and their future. Chapter 5. Recovery. After the operation, Raju was in a lot of pain. He stayed at the clinic for a few days to recover. His wife visited him every day, bringing him food and comforting words. She reminded him of the better life they would have thanks to the money. Raju tried to stay positive. He focused on the good things that would come from the surgery. He thought about the new house they would buy and the education his children would receive. He imagined his family's future, full of happiness and opportunities. Slowly, Raju began to feel better. His pain started to decrease, and he gained strength. After a week, the doctor said that Raju was ready to go home. Raju thanked the doctor and Mr. Gupta, who gave him the 35,000 rupees. As Raju left the clinic, he felt a mix of relief and hope. He knew that the hardest part was over, and he was ready to start building a better life for his family. Chapter 6. A Changed Life. Raju's heart swelled with joy as he walked through the village market, clutching the money tightly in his hands. He felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude and excitement. For the first time in his life, he had the means to treat his family to small luxuries that they had never experienced before. He stopped at a colourful sweet stall and bought a variety of delicious treats for his children. Their eyes would light up when they saw the pink and green halva, he thought, and he could hardly wait to see their smiles. With each purchase, Raju felt the warmth of love and happiness spread through him. Next, he bought a beautiful bouquet of flowers for his wife. He knew she loved the vibrant colours and sweet scents, but they had never been able to afford such a luxury before. Raju imagined her surprise and delight when he would present the flowers to her, and his heart fluttered with anticipation. As he continued through the market, Raju remembered the blind old woman who lived nearby. She had always been kind to his family, and he wanted to do something special for her as well. He knew that she enjoyed listening to the radio, so he bought a small, portable radio that she could easily carry with her. He couldn't wait to see her face light up when she heard her favourite programs with the new device. With each gift, Raju felt a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. His sacrifices had led to this moment, and he knew that he had changed his family's life for the better. He returned home with a heart full of love and happiness, ready to share the fruits of his labour with his loved ones. Chapter 7. Lingering Pain. As the weeks turned into months, Raju discovered that the pain from the surgery never completely disappeared. There were days when it was just a dull ache, a reminder of the sacrifice he had made for his family. But other days, the pain would flare up, making it difficult for him to work in the fields as he once did. Raju tried his best to push through the pain, focusing on the happiness his family experienced from the small luxuries he had provided. However, it became increasingly challenging to carry out his daily tasks as a farmer. His once strong and tireless body now felt weak and weary. The lingering pain weighed on him both physically and mentally, casting a shadow over his life. Despite the pain, Raju remained steadfast in his determination to provide for his family. He began to look for alternative ways to earn a living, knowing that he could no longer rely solely on farming. It wasn't easy, but Raju's love for his family and his unwavering spirit kept him going. As the days went by, Raju slowly adjusted to his new reality. He found strength in his family's love and their newfound happiness, using it to fuel his determination to overcome the challenges that lay ahead. The pain may have lingered, but so did Raju's hope and resilience as he embarked on a new chapter in his life. Chapter 8. A Sense of Loss. As time went on, Raju couldn't help but become more introspective. He found himself questioning whether the decision to sell his kidney had been the right one. The pain he experienced daily was a constant reminder of the sacrifice he had made, and it began to stir feelings of loss and regret within him. Raju thought about the life he had before the surgery, the simplicity of working in the fields, and coming home to his loving family. He wondered if he had traded a part of himself for a fleeting moment of happiness and material comfort. The weight of his decision weighed heavily on his heart, and he couldn't shake the feeling that something precious had been lost. Despite these feelings, Raju knew that he could not change the past. He had made a choice, and now he had to live with the consequences. He tried to focus on the positive aspects of his decision. The joy and comfort his family experienced, the improved living conditions, and the opportunities for his children's future. Raju knew that he couldn't dwell on his regrets. He had to accept the sense of loss and move forward, using the lessons he had learned to guide him on his new path. And so, with a heavy heart but a determined spirit, Raju continued to navigate the complex journey of life, embracing both the blessings and the challenges that came with his decision. Chapter 9. Seeking Redemption. As the days passed, Raju found solace in the thought of using the remaining money from the kidney sale to bring about positive change, not only for his family, but also for others in his village. He knew that by helping his community, he could find a sense of redemption and purpose. Raju began by focusing on education. He knew firsthand the limitations and struggles that came with a lack of education, and he wanted to give the children in his village a better chance at a brighter future. He started by donating funds to the local school, providing them with much-needed supplies, and even sponsoring scholarships for children from low-income families. Next, Raju turned his attention to healthcare. He recognized the importance of accessible and affordable healthcare, especially for those in his village who faced similar hardships as his own family. With his remaining funds, Raju helped establish a small healthcare clinic that provided basic medical services to the villagers. As Raju watched the lives of his fellow villagers improve through education and healthcare, his heart swelled with a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. He knew that the money he had received from the kidney sale had been put to good use, and he was proud of the positive impact he had made in his community. The lingering pain and sense of loss still remained, but Raju found comfort in the knowledge that he had used his sacrifice to create a better life for not only his family, but also his village. He had found a way to seek redemption and discovered a new purpose in his life. Chapter 10. Coming Together. As word spread about Raju's selfless actions and the positive changes in the villagers found themselves inspired by his courage and determination. They realized that they too could make a difference in their community by coming together and working towards a common goal, a better future for all. People from all walks of life in the village began to collaborate and share their skills, resources, and time. The farmers helped each other in the fields, ensuring that everyone had enough food to eat. The teachers volunteered extra hours at the school, providing extra tutoring and guidance for students who needed help. The local craftsmen taught the youth of the village valuable skills, ensuring that they would have the means to earn a living and contribute to their community. A sense of unity and camaraderie spread throughout the village, and the people found strength in their collective efforts. They realized that by working together, they could overcome the challenges that they faced and create a brighter future for themselves and their children. Raju watched in awe as his village transformed before his eyes. He knew that his decision to sell his kidney had set off a chain of events that had ultimately brought his community together. Though he still felt the lingering pain and loss from his sacrifice, he found solace and pride in the knowledge that his actions had sparked a powerful movement of unity and hope. Together, the villagers continued to work towards a better future, embracing the power of community and the limitless possibilities that it held. Chapter 11. A Helping Hand. As Raju continued to struggle with the lingering pain from his surgery, he found comfort and support in the kindness of his friends and neighbours. They had seen the sacrifices he had made for the betterment of the village, and they were eager to lend a helping hand in return. The farmers in the village would often take turns assisting Raju with his daily tasks, ensuring that he didn't overexert himself. They helped him plough his fields, plant seeds, and harvest the crops, lightening his burden and allowing him to focus on his health. The village elders and healers offered their wisdom and traditional remedies to help ease Raju's pain. They shared their knowledge of herbal medicines and healing techniques, providing him with a sense of relief and hope. The children of the village, who were now thriving in school thanks to Raju's generous donations, visited him regularly, bringing him joy and laughter with their innocent playfulness and bright smiles. Through the love and support of his community, Raju began to understand the true power and importance of community. He had spent his life working tirelessly to provide for his family and had made a great sacrifice for their future. Now it was the kindness and generosity of his friends and neighbours that carried him through his darkest days and showed him that he was not alone. With the help of his community, Raju found the strength to keep moving forward, embracing the love and support of those around him as he continued on his journey of healing and growth. Chapter 12. A New Path. As the days went by, Raju, with the help of his community, began to explore new ways to support his family and contribute to the village. He realized that his journey had taught him valuable lessons about the power of love, unity, and resilience, and he was determined to use these lessons to forge a new path in his life. Raju started by teaching the younger generations of the village about sustainable farming practices. He shared his years of knowledge and experience, helping them understand the importance of caring for the land and working together to ensure a bountiful harvest for all. With his newfound passion for education, Raju also became more involved in the local school. He volunteered his time as a mentor, guiding the children in their studies and sharing his wisdom about the importance of hard work, determination, and community. Raju even discovered a talent for woodworking and began crafting beautiful furniture and decorative pieces that he sold at the village market. This new venture not only provided him with a means to support his family, but also brought joy and satisfaction to his life. Through these new endeavours, Raju proved to himself and his community that there was more to life than money. He had found a sense of purpose and happiness in giving back to his village and sharing the lessons he had learned through his journey. Raju's story had come full circle, and he was now a shining example of resilience, selflessness, and the power of community. As he continued down his new path, he knew that he had truly found a richer life, one filled with love, support, and the knowledge that he had made a difference in the lives of those around him. Chapter 13. A Surprise Visitor. One day, as Raju was busy working in his small woodworking shop, he heard a knock on the door. To his astonishment, he found the mysterious man who had offered him the kidney deal standing on his doorstep. The man had aged since their last meeting, but his piercing eyes were still unmistakable. Raju cautiously invited the man inside, wondering why he had returned after all this time. The man explained that he had been keeping an eye on Raju's progress and had seen the positive impact he had made on the village. With a sly smile, the mysterious man presented Raju with a surprising offer. He claimed to have access to advanced medical technology that could reverse the kidney operation and alleviate Raju's lingering pain. However, this procedure would come at a price, and Raju would have to pay a substantial fee to undergo the treatment. Raju's mind raced as he considered the man's proposal. The thought of being free from the pain that had plagued him for so long was enticing, but he couldn't help but feel suspicious of the man and his motives. As he weighed his options, Raju thought of his family, his friends, and the community that had supported him through his struggles. He remembered the lessons he had learned about the power of love, unity, and resilience, and he realized that these were the things that truly mattered. Chapter 14. Temptation Returns. As the mysterious man patiently awaited Raju's decision, Raju felt the temptation of the offer tugging at his heart. The prospect of relief from the constant pain was incredibly alluring, and the thought of returning to a normal life was difficult to resist. However, as he considered the offer, Raju couldn't help but remember the pain and suffering he had endured after the initial operation. The weeks of recovery, the worry he had put his family through, and the lingering discomfort that had become a part of his everyday life. It was a heavy burden to bear, and the thought of going through it all again made him hesitate. Raju also reflected on the lessons he had learned throughout his journey. He had discovered the true value of community, love, and resilience, and he had found purpose and happiness in giving back to his village. His sacrifice had led to a chain of events that had brought about positive change for his family and the entire community. As the weight of his decision weighed heavily on his heart, Raju realized that the most important things in life couldn't be bought with money. He had already made a great sacrifice for his family's well-being, and he had come to accept and embrace the consequences of that decision. With a deep breath and a determined heart, Raju thanked the mysterious man for his offer, but declined it. He knew that the lessons he had learned and the love and support of his community were worth far more than the promise of relief from his pain. Chapter 15. A New Resolve. Raju stood tall as he faced the mysterious man, his eyes filled with a sense of clarity and determination. He knew that he had made the right choice in declining the offer to reverse the operation. The love, support, and unity of his community had proven to be far more valuable than any amount of money or physical relief. The man, taken aback by Raju's resolve, nodded in understanding and left without another word. As the door closed behind him, Raju felt a wave of relief wash over him. He had faced temptation and emerged stronger for it. With renewed vigor, Raju dedicated himself to his family, his woodworking craft, and his community. He became an even more active participant in village life, sharing his knowledge and skills, and providing encouragement and support to others. He was determined to live a life that honored the lessons he had learned and the love he had received from those around him. As the years went by, Raju's story became a testament to the power of love, unity, and resilience. He showed his family, his friends, and his community that even in the face of adversity and sacrifice, it was possible to find happiness and purpose. And so, Raju's life continued to be filled with love, hope, and the unwavering support of his community, proving that the greatest riches in life cannot be measured in material wealth, but rather in the bonds we share with those around us. Chapter 16. The Power of Love. As the seasons passed, Raju and his wife found themselves growing even closer through their shared experiences. The challenges they had faced together had tested their love and their bond, but in the end, it had only made them stronger. Through the hardships and the sacrifices, they learned the true value of love and family. They realized that no matter what obstacles life presented them with, they could always rely on each other for support, understanding, and encouragement. In their quiet moments together, they would share their hopes and dreams for the future and reminisce about their journey. They took pride in the life they had built together and the positive impact they had made on their community. The love they shared was a beacon of light that guided them through the darkest of times and brought joy and warmth to their lives. Their relationship became a source of inspiration for the younger couples in the village, who looked up to them as role models for a strong, loving, and resilient partnership. Raju and his wife felt humbled and honored by the admiration of their community, and they continued to share their wisdom and experiences with those around them. Together, they lived a life filled with love and happiness, cherishing the precious moments spent with each other and their family. They understood that the power of love could overcome any adversity, and that the strength of their bond was the foundation for a meaningful and fulfilling life. Chapter 17. The Importance of Community. As time went on, the village continued to thrive under the principles of love, unity, and support that Raju had helped to foster. The community came together to care for each other, understanding that the challenges they faced could be overcome when they stood together as one. Neighbours looked out for one another, lending a helping hand when it was needed, and offering their skills and resources for the betterment of all. They worked together to improve their village, building new infrastructure, expanding educational opportunities, and ensuring that no one was left behind. The younger generations, inspired by Raju's story and the lessons he had shared, grew up with a deep appreciation for the importance of community. They carried these values with them as they ventured out into the world, spreading the message of unity, love, and resilience wherever they went. As the years passed, the village became a shining example of what could be achieved when people came together with a shared vision and purpose. Visitors from far and wide would marvel at the sense of harmony and cooperation that seemed to radiate from every corner of the community. Through the power of community, the village had overcome obstacles, grown stronger, and built a brighter future for all its inhabitants. Raju's legacy lived on in the hearts and minds of the people, a testament to the enduring strength of love, unity, and the human spirit. Chapter 18. A Life Well Lived. As the years turned into decades, Raju, now older and wiser, often found himself reflecting on his life and the choices he had made. He had faced great challenges and made difficult decisions, but through it all, he had never wavered in his love for his family and his dedication to his community. Though the pain from his operation had remained with him, Raju had learned to accept the consequences of his actions. He understood that his sacrifice had not been in vain, and the life he had built for himself and his family was one to be proud of. Raju's children and grandchildren grew up surrounded by love, support, and the wisdom of their father and grandfather. They carried his legacy forward, embracing the principles of unity, resilience, and community that had shaped their lives. As Raju sat on his porch in the twilight of his life, watching the sun set over the fields he had tended for so many years, he felt a sense of peace and contentment. He knew that he had done his best to provide for his family and to make a difference in the world, and he could face the future with a calm and grateful heart. Surrounded by the love of his family and the support of his community, Raju knew that he had truly lived a life well lived. His journey, filled with both joy and hardship, had shaped him into the man he was, and he would carry the lessons he had learned with him into eternity.